All right, so this is the last thing I'm gonna get into before we let more news and stuff go on. Before we get into the Pusha T and all that stuff, because this is relevant to Drake and everything like that, we're gonna get into this. What I just saw first about Sir. If you remember, Sir's show got canceled back during Drake and Kendrick beef. So it says Sir called Drake out. So let's see. Shout out to Chigs, by the way. Chigs Smooth. Make sure y'all follow him. I fuck with him.
To Toronto with the Mandem. Now, after getting his show canceled last year, which, by the way, his show was supposed to happen at History. History is a venue that was part owned by Drake. And from what we now know from a whole year later, Drake and his business partners operate in the best interest of Drake. If they feel like you're in opposition to Drake, they will hesitate to do business with you. We just saw that with Pusha T and Def Jam. Now, even though he really had nothing to do with the Drake and Kendrick beef, Sir and Schoolboy Q from TDE both had their Toronto shows canceled. Now, at the time, there was...
I forgot Schoolboys was canceled too, man. Drake petty too. Drake is petty dude.
Too much tension going on between TDE and OVO. Threats were being made. Drake's security actually ended up getting shot.
All right, we want to see the Sir, where he snapped on Drake. But Sir don't ever actually say nothing, so this is surprising.
New venue in Toronto called Rebel.
Toronto, what's up? It's your boy Sir. We'll let y'all know we here tonight at Rebel. I'll see y'all later.
He had some words to Drake about getting his show canceled last year.
I kind of got caught in the middle of a beef that I didn't have shit to do with. I just want to say right now, I did not cancel my show last year. Drake did.
He's looking more like Meat Mill every day.
No. But real talk, it was like some complications, and it was too close to home for a lot of people. So the venue in Toronto, which was partially owned by Drake, canceled the show completely. Then when we tried to switch venues, the next venue was like, nah, we ain't fucking with it. I ain't taking no motherfucking chance. You gonna get your ass beat in Toronto. But I'm happy to be here tonight, man. This is...
Sir seemed like a cool dude, man.
This video is fucking gorgeous. I mean, I'm giving a show.
That background fire, too.
I'm giving a show, so...
Now, everybody relax. Before you guys try to get in the comments and clown him, his show was actually sold out. And yes, he has saying POV. You finally saw one of your favorite artists after that corny Canadian...
You finally saw one of your favorite artists after that corny Canadian Gribbling canceled our show. All right, well, it is war, TDE time. All right, so this is what I want to get into. Where is it? We might do the Joe Budden thing. So as you know, Pusha T bodied Drake, revealing his son, and then Kendrick bodied Drake in general. And now verses are being removed from Kendrick.
I am terribly unorganized, and it was starting to...
From Pusha T's new album that he's been putting out with his brother, Clips. Well, his brother, No Malice, but Clips group that's been around for about a decade or more. I first heard their songs on, I believe it was 2K or maybe NBA Live with Grinding. But, I didn't want to hear this reaction video. Damn. I got it. I just gotta find this shit. And if not, I know the Breakfast Club got it.
Things you can do things in cadences and so on and so forth, right? But the truth really hurts. And the truth, like...
Next month. This will be their first album in 15 years, you guys. 15. God damn. Now, the Clips did an interview with GQ, which you guys should know by now. GQ is now part of the rollouts for a lot of different artists, mainly older artists. Now, let's just get this out the way. Yes, they asked him about Drake suing Kendrick Lamar. Pusha T says, I don't rate him no more. The suing thing is bigger than some rap shit. Damn, it's like it just cheapens the art of it once we gotta have real questions about suing and litigation. Like, what? For this? If anybody expected him to go on a crazy rant against Drake, obviously you guys know they have beef. It didn't happen. Even earlier this year when he spoke on the lawsuit, he didn't really say too much.
You agree with the people that Kendrick won the battle?
1,000%.
How did he do it? And then we'll get to your part, because he talked about you, but I want to let you speak on it in general first.
I think that Kendrick is...
The Clips has a Kendrick record
Sorry, but we've heard all that before.
on their album coming out. First off, quick sidebar, you guys. Let me just say that this is genius marketing for a record. This Kendrick verse on the Clips album is going to be one of the most anticipated records of this year. Hey, for all you new artists, this is how you build a buzz around the record. Now, Pusha T said, Def Jam wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, which, of course, I was never doing. And they wanted me to take the record off. And so, after a month of not doing it, Steve Gawley, the lawyer over there, was like, we'll just drop the Clips. But that can't work because I'm still a solo artist there. Sure enough, Def Jam eventually agreed to release the Clips and drop Pusha as a solo artist, which freed up the Clips to go shop for a
That's crazy that a label can sign you as a group and a solo artist.
new home for their album. And I'm sure you guys know the Clips is putting this
They
album
said Pusha was on like a 7-figure deal or something like that, so that cost him like $1 million.
out with Jay-Z's Rock Nation. Now here's where things get interesting. UMG is the parent company for Def Jam. So with the lawsuit going on right
I
now,
was wondering about that. So UMG owns Def Jam, so it would make sense that UMG, basically with UMG going through this lawsuit with with Drake, UMG probably just doesn't want to get any more drama than they're already in, especially when they haven't really thrown Kendrick under the bus at all. So if Pusha T, who bodied Drake, and Kendrick, who bodied Drake, get on a song together and they're signed to Def Jam, who is also signed to UMG, I could understand Def Jam being like, nah. So that makes sense.
now with Drake and UMG, a lot of people feel like this was Drake trying to blackball Kendrick and make sure his label does not fuck with him. Now, you also have people who believe this is just on Def Jam not knowing how to manage artists and also just flat out being a bad label in general. Now, Joe Budden is actually one of those people. After the news dropped of Def Jam dropping Clips, Joe went on to post this article on his Instagram page just to point out that Def Jam has been using the same pattern and nothing has changed. Despite Joe having a gold album and a Grammy nomination, Def Jam still dropped them due to quote-unquote creative differences. Well, today on the Joe Budden Podcast, episode 831, Joe did not spare any
That article didn't say anything important. That's why I didn't read it. Just saying they dropped Joe because they had creative differences.
feelings when speaking about Def Jam. Here's what he said.
The Clips did a GQ interview.
Really good interview, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. They did a lot of interview.
Long read.
A lot of interview, but certain clips started making the way around. Def Jam, how they on Rock Nation now because the Kendrick verse, Def Jam wouldn't clear it. Let me lead off.
Go ahead.
Def Jam ain't been Def Jam since I was at Def Jam. Def Jam has always been Def, D-E-A-F, Jam.
I call them Def Jig.
Or that. I like that
I've been
better.
calling them Def Jig.
Now, I try to chill because I used to know good people working over there. I don't know who's over there now. I know they broke down, consolidated, and picked it back up, and they made some type of new group now with all of Mercury and Island and yada, yada, yada. We'll get to that. But Def Jam...
Not in the mood to listen to this whole thing, man. We'll see what Joe got, though.
Did Big Sean wrong, Tiana wrong, even though she's still over there. Who else they did wrong? Craig, the hip-hoppity.
So, Joe has his disdain for Def Jam, but you gotta understand it's personal for Joe, too. Whether he's right or wrong.
It's not been the truth for quite some time. So it don't shock me that they said in the middle of litigation, hey, no Kendrick, even though he is a universal act.
Well, I think they wanted to censor him, and they refused. So they wanted to take the song off, and they refused. So they came up with, hey, just let us go, and that was problematic because Pusha is also signed there as a solo artist. So,
well, that's where I want to reserve some of my Def Jam vitriol. If that story is true, that means that they released them.
They did. They did release them. Yeah. Which is, I mean,
so we want to applaud Def Jam for, because I wouldn't have done that.
No way.
Yeah,
no way.
I wouldn't have released you.
No way.
You'd have just had to find it.
All right, well, everything else is just not important. So anyway, that's what we got on the Pusha thing, man. I think it's probably better, like, when you hear it from the Breakfast Club, to be honest with you, because Joe and them have a bunch of other, like, sidebar conversation. Let's see this real quick.
La Rosa.
Sometimes you have facts, sometimes you have deep. Alice sat down with GQ and they had a conversation about everything, where music is now, and the fact that, you know, they had their first album coming last like a year or so. So people was like, what is going on? And instead, they actually attributed the distribution and the marketing to Jay-Z's Rock Nation. You gonna let Clips go, let me go as well too. And it got to the point where that's what they did. So
Def Jam should be ashamed of themselves. Okay, record labels censoring artists. What happened to my freedom of speech?
Russell Simmons would never when he was president. Jay-Z would never when he was president. Leo Cohen would never when he was president. Kevin Lyles would never. Like you said,
disgusting.
That's freedom of speech. Allow him to say what he wants to say.
That
makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but
And good news is we're getting the Kendrick verse. Let's go.
By the way, albums like the Clips are the type of albums Def Jam should be putting out.
yes.
Yeah, that's all the information. That's all the news. Everything else is people's opinions and stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all checking me out, man. They're going to do this again tomorrow. But keep staying in tune to that Trump-Elon Musk beef and anything else that's going on. Once again, it's Dee Brown, LTD.